Alright, you guys, welcome back to Finds and Food with Friends. So today what we're going to be doing is some upcycling. Upcycling is where you can take one item and repurpose it or reuse it or turn it into something different. So today, like many of you, I need additional workspace in my kitchen for whenever I'm preparing things and getting meals ready to be cooked, or if I'm entertaining, I just need additional counter space for serving. So what I'm going to be doing is taking a 4x4 pallet and taking all of the boards off of it and cleaning them up, and then we're going to upcycle them or repurpose them and use them to make a noodle board to fit on top of my stove. So let me show y'all what we're going to be working with today. And this is a 4x4 pallet. Some of the boards are not in the best shape, so we're only going to pick off the ones that we need, or we're going to pick them all off, but we're going to take the ones that we need and make our noodle board. And I will show y'all a picture of what a noodle board should look like, but all I'm going to be using to remove these today is going to be my handy dandy hammer and my own self. So once I have all of these boards removed, here's the example of the noodle board. Alright, so now that we've got that done, what we have left is a big pile of boards with nails still in them. What we're going to be doing is removing the nails using our claw end of our hammer, and maybe some pliers if we need to. Once we have those out, what we're going to do is sand it down a little bit, and then take some measurements just to make sure that we are cutting off the parts of the boards that we don't need, and we're only utilizing the good pieces. Alright, so I will be back once I have all of that done to show y'all what the next steps will be. Alright, you guys, so I've gotten all of those pieces pulled off, I've gotten all of the nails pulled out, and I've gotten them cut down to size. So, these are the boards that we're going to be using from that pallet, and then I also have 2 pieces of maple cut to the countertop length that I need, and these are going to be our side rails that we attach those boards to. So, we will just portion these out for now, get them laid down and screwed on, and then I will be right back with the next steps. Alright, you guys, so I have finished assembling the noodle board. Let me show y'all what it looks like. And again, this is going to fit right on top of my stove, so that way I have some extra counter space or workspace before I start cooking. Now the next step is to go ahead and get this sanded down and get it prepared for the next step. Now, what I've decided to do with this piece is after sanding it, the only thing I'm going to do is put a clear coat of epoxy on top of it, since I'm going to be epoxying my kitchen countertops as well. So, once I've got this all cleaned up, I will show y'all what that looks like, and then once all my epoxy supplies arrive, we'll go ahead and get started on epoxying everything. Alright, I'll see y'all in a minute. Alright, you guys, so I'm about to call it a day working on this noodle board, but I wanted to show y'all what I've gotten so far. So I've gotten it pretty much all assembled. I even added some nifty little handles to help me take it on and off the stove. But yeah, let me show y'all what I've got so far. So this is the noodle board. And as you can see, I added these little cabinet pulls or cabinet handles to help me get it in and on and off the stove. Again, this is gonna end up having a saying or something interesting painted on it, and then it's gonna be epoxied over to match my countertops. But then I'm also thinking I kind of really like having this as an additional workspace. So I'm thinking of adding a removable base to it that I can just kind of pull out whenever I am working in the kitchen. And that way I have an additional prep space while I'm using the stove. So this is definitely something I'm thinking about, maybe doing some chunky legs or something. That way it can become an instant island as well. So, I will be back when it's time to add the lettering onto this and add the epoxy coat. So, again, thank you all so much for your patronage and for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all when it's time to complete this. Alright, you guys, I am back. So today I am working on that noodle board again. I have already finished almost all of it. I'm currently working on my epoxy glaze that goes on top. So I just wanted to show y'all. Right here I have equal parts of the epoxy resin and hardener mixed together. You want to use that, mix that for about 6 minutes. And then once it's done mixing, we're going to go ahead on top of this. This is kind of what it looks like after one coat. As you can see, there's no stains on this. This is all the natural wood tones coming through. And we're just adding that glaze coat to kind of give it a nice polished look. Alright, so I will be back once all of this has dried again and we reveal the finished product. Alright, so I've got that glaze coat done. It just has to dry and cure for 72 hours, and then the noodle board will be completed. And it will go to its permanent resting spot on top of my stove. Alright, so let me show y'all what I've got. So this is while the epoxy resin is still wet. As you can see, it's got some dripping that it still needs to do. Now, it will start to harden in about 15 minutes. However, it does take a full 8 hours for it to get hard enough to be able to add another coat. So if you want to go ahead and do another coat on top of that, wait at least 8 hours. But this is what I've done. Now, as a reminder, this is made out of a reclaimed or recycled old shipping pallet. I cut the planks down to size, and then I had an old piece of maple butcher block that I made the bottom portions of, and then some extra handles from my kitchen remodel, and added those on top to make it easier to take it on and off. And in High Valyrian, for those of you who are big Game of Thrones fans, I have Tubi Elon Havor, which means today we feast. So, and I want to say thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope to see your completed projects. And if you would like something similar, my email is on my page. Go ahead and shoot me an email, and we can talk about doing something custom. Alright, bye guys.